And this is the dust too that Falcons are hoping to do to Eternal Fire what Bait did earlier on in the tournament. Major's tilt was well warranted, perhaps. Eternal Fire got ripped apart in that first opening matchup. Now they're hoping that they can do the same to the GOAT. Falcons, more pressure on them than maybe anyone else in the tournament, and maybe not warranted at times with how they were doing before, but you need to show up when you've got a team like this.
Yeah, it's put up or shut up with the Falcons roster, and they have not been doing a lot of putting up. Good kill for Xantares in through mid, and he just doubles up. This is exactly how he started against Bait all the same, but Magisk will be able to hunt him down. Wicadia still holding on to that control and keeping tabs on side of middle, so Falcons, this is no ruse. They are making their presence known up short.
Major's got himself that grenade to try and slow them down on the scale up. Walk6 already found one. Modern trades, but the trade is not favoring them at all. Modern position known, now located, isolated, snuffed out. Great start for Eternal Fire as we do go into this with a pistol round win for them.
And so, rightfully kicking themselves that they have to face up against the Falcons in this lower bracket.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, from tag to straight frag. That is a lovely opener from Simple.
Carrying Liquid through with a bit of a nice starring performance from Nitro as well, let's not forget. This is a map where he's made his legacy, but can he continue it over here?
Yeah, well, it's a good start. The finish will be difficult, though. No util to bridge the gap. Another tag there from Simple, but he's finally dealt with Xantares holding his ground. And he does have some support out from long. He never has to worry about that secondary angle. Calyx will be able to pick up the slack slightly. But Xantares got his second before falling, and yeah, Calyx is just trying to hold position, knowing that they can play for that retake, but a plant will come through, and Snappy has finished off the job onto Calyx.
Calyx started running away. He was afraid about the double scout that had been spotted out at this point. Snappy wants to re-peek forward, but the problem is it's elevator. You can't swing into it. Snappy does it anyway. Major caught out in the open, and that's the kind of round that you never expect to win. It's a great opening from Simple that starts it all. The tag helping out as well. Let's say Eternal Fire, of course, immediately force spying out. You see Major getting a lot of real estate down towards the lower tunnels. Dupree has to be careful. Dupree, yesterday, though, was a man to be careful of. Felt like he was the only person showing up, and he was showing up in arms. Those arms are still looking kind of buff.
Yeah, I mean, he was the only one that actually ever did really anything on the Falcons, I think. And that's maybe why Sonic was thinking, reflecting on that Ancient, they had a lot of winning positions, some good control. But even with the opener that Dupree gets, Xantares does get a free one back, smoke fading just as Snappy jumps up to short. It's a little bit of poor timing, but opportune for Eternal Fire.
And look, that's the thing about Eternal Fire. You have to remember, at the heart of hearts, this matchup is a little bit of new Eternal Fire, spurred on by a new Xantares. Xantares who's got Walk6 on his side. Walk6 taken down for now. Those Xantares left alone. The MP9 is still a very dangerous angle around the short boxes. He will be losing teammates, though, and it really does come down only to him.
Yeah, nice find for Dupree. Just checking their flank while all this interference is being sewn in by Xantares. And Wicadia, a nice shot that will allow him to get his hands on an AK, but will he actually try his hand at it? That's a whole other question. They committed to a pretty significant buy here on Eternal Fire, but Wicadia is going to try his hand at it. One player isolated, but a nice clean shot there from Madden. Gets a little close versus those pistols, versus the SMGs, but still two alive. You mean Xantares would replace Nico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You said Nico replacing Xantares, and I'm like,
sorry,
he doesn't speak Turkish.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
Nico does a lot of things.
I don't know that deep trivia.
Listen, if I ask Assad, he'd tell me right now with a straight face, he can speak Turkish.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Simple. There's a chance. Definitely catching Calyx unaware, but he is very prepared for a swing that comes. Instead, it's Madden that falls. Calyx able to evacuate all the same. Very light on util or Eternal Fire. They wanted to be able to hold on to long control because they know that fighting for it later will be basically an impossibility. Falcons are fully exploiting that. They're contacting up so far to ramp, and a pixel peep there from Simple. It's a lightning quick shot.
We didn't see this Simple yesterday, I'll let you know right now. Dupree, however, fortunately tries to maintain form. Magisk discovers a bomb site anchor rotating. Wicadia is his victim, and Simple's not done yet. Major now down next, and Simple is just in pursuit. That's him on the screen right there.
Blah, blah, blah. He doesn't have the support staff anymore. Blah, blah. And then he just... And then he would win MVPs for tournaments he was losing.
Okay.
Is this what this map is going to be? Is it just simple taking over? Because I am here for it.
But if that's what it's going to be, I need Xantares to respond. I need Wikadia to aggress. Wikadia is a man whose myth has yet to be made. It's kind of scary, though. The boogeyman could be anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, Madden is the one that actually is topping the scoreboard here for the Falcons. But
it's true. A lot of good kills coming out in that Glock round as well. Finished off what was started. Xantares, though, nice to see. A man unintimidated.
Kind of a cheeky move there from Snappy, just trying to slide his way up through short, and Xantares finding good timing. But it does leave the rest of the pack a little confused maybe about how to proceed. Of course, them congregating in towards short, you can see as well Madden starting to gravitate over. But as he leaves his post at long, so is there a push here from Calyx, and Major will even catch Madden just as he attempts to regroup with the squad.
Calyx has a chance of pay for a freebie, but he doesn't pull the trigger just quite yet. He wants two, and he might not even get the one. No, does settle in, and Wikadia takes care of a second. Simple single kill will all but be lost.
But he's seen a lot of role changes from lurkers to entries. Him and Magus were swapping like hotcakes on Vitality once upon a time, but if we get good form Dupree, he can do whatever he wants, to be quite honest.
Oh dear, that maybe he can't. I think good form Dupree is hard to get. Simple wanted an AK. I get it, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta take charge. But now you gotta take the round as well. He moves forward, Woxic removes his head, and Xantares is no longer worried about that crossing player. Snappy's his casualty yet again, same position. Who would have known? And Magic in the 1v5 can really do nothing.
Yeah, a clean round there for Eternal Fire. So now building a buffer is obviously going to help them further into this half if Falcons start to answer back. But I'm liking that, you know, we're just getting nice, clean shooting from Eternal Fire. There were a few shakes in their opening game against Bait. I think there's a lot of merit to them being the team that deserved to win it.
He tried to go through the legs.
Yeah, well, Simple no longer showing the dentures.
Why are the CS2 models so thick?
We have our tournament favorite and then our fan favorite for a number of reasons in the server.
Oh my god, they're closing the distance. Woxic won't get a second shot off. It's fast up short, but the problem is these incendiaries, it will interrupt. And you can see 3 players from Eternal Fire. They're being faster rotated, not making the mistakes versus Bait. And Xantares is exploring. Feels like he can always find a Dane out in Catwalk. If they proceed too far, he is the ultimate punisher.
Yeah, Magus was looking for that as well, but I think because his teammate was throwing a flash, he maybe lowered his guard for just that half second, and Xantares is having a much easier duel because of it. Magus was maybe even projecting where his next fight would be. It's a good nade onto Simple as well. Even with Falcons punishing Woxic for sticking around too long on short, they find that that's the only safe passage they really have. But you see, Eternal Fire, they know that with Wikadia's position, if there is going to be a reaction for Falcons, the B play will be so late. Major not actually peeking wide enough to see them progress all the way up to Gandalf. They've gotten far more space on this A bomb site than you would have anticipated, but there's that flank from Wikadia. 2 kills from behind, and he'll finish it off with a hat trick as well. Really nicely controlled. The reaction on point for Eternal Fire.
This time, no boost up for Simple. They're focusing on a long hit, and it's Eternal Fire to answer back with Calyx. Calyx decides to decline the invitation of contest. Woxic, however, goes head on.
He single-zoomed that too. I thought he was going to lose the fight because Simple would have a hairline angle, but Woxic was so prepared.
Dupree wants to regress. Take that kill back with the flash. It's too good. It won't matter. The spray control from Dupree.
That's absurd. And Magic got such deep space, but I think he got spotted on the flank. Madden, rare sight to see him AWPing. Let's see what he can do.
Woxic. Oh. He did his job. He got Simple. Admittedly, that is a kill that could be incredibly consequential. Look at how Eternal Fire have started to gravitate back to A. The only question is, are Falcons going to try and call a split with 50 seconds left on the clock and every single one of these players focus on an extremity with no information? Now, certainly not. Madden continues to rack up the numbers and he wants to continue to rack up the openings as they head back to the bomb site. Spots out another head and it's off! It is off! Simple's the best opper in the world. He's not even the best opper on the team.
This is an absurd round, and he's even just perfect spam matcher the whole way through that smoke.
So dupreeh gets a kill while blind.
Right?
Then he kills through the smoke.
Especially when so many rounds are just default. Take mid control, show present short. That's the T-side checklist.
Snappy's gone. It's not had the greatest of times ever since that triple kill. At the very least, they do have 2 Molotovs, or at least an Incendiary and a Molotov, so that does make it slightly easier, but the time's really not on their side. dupreeh's the one with a flashbang, but he's also taking charge. Madden finds the kill, and that leaves one behind. It's Wicadia. Picks up an important frag, and Xantares assists from long range. On top of the boost box, it's Simple and Madden to find the kills when the bomb will go down. Simple covering the cross, but it's the wall banks that are keeping him low, and now with both players wounded, it's all about the headshots for Madden and trying to buy some space. He will not find it. Simple good for one. The close range no-scope fails him, and Woxic had a pistol. The sidearm puts him down.
Yeah, I mean, they knew that at least one of those players was isolated on B, so the urgency, very nice there from Eternal Fire. They find the kill, and even though Simple does get to those tunnels in time, even the flash there, just a clear close there for dupreeh will help, and they'll punish Woxic, trying to reinvestigate alongside Xantares.
It's hairline angles everywhere, man.
And there's another. Just a perfect read as well onto what Eternal Fire have been doing when they are seeing presence. If they don't actually see bodies, they are re-aggressing into those angles, and Simple punishing that perfectly in this round. So they know they're segmented. The A bomb site and the B bomb site have no way to support one another.
This is a great position for Calyx, though. He's found the crucial kill and knows there's another player behind the long door. Xantares will now be put on high alert, but the problem is that he can't do anything on mid. Dropping down and getting a kill with the AWP would be nice and all, but Simple's got a smoke and he won't have the best angle. Now, the good thing is you can get it. Well, actually, you can't get that sideline overhead anymore. Never mind. It's only if there's any gaps in the smoke. Wicadia, it's all down to him, and he's found the first, but it's dupreeh to go down, rotates in through the B doors, and although there's a tag, Simple fires right back. It should be 6 for Falcons unless Calyx has a big moment in him. 1v2, whittled down to it. Continues forward. No one's giving him the peek. Maj is coming in for the flank as well. Calyx feels like he's fighting a losing battle as he gets close in from both sides. Will play spotted out. Snappy puts him down 6-6. Falcons keep it even.
Helping more Simple, to be quite honest. Dooley's out, and he's already progressed up short. Challenges from either side, from Suicide as well as top mid, and Simple pressing the issue, forcing Major back. So a little fearful of this setup here from the Falcons. Very assertive. Both Mad and dupreeh will strike in for kills. Simple losing his duel, and dupreeh as well completely pushed out from mid. And now sideline, so 3-on-3, but a late challenge there from Snappy. Does catch Woxic, and Magus has taken space all the meanwhile.
If Snappy looks away, this could be troublesome. No, never mind. He's all aware and should be able to put Calyx down. A little bit labor towards the end of things. Major has found Madden in the meanwhile, and with a smoke to segment, Calyx has a chance. The problem is Calyx continues to evade.
And Major's coming back as well. Calyx holding around the edge of the smoke, and he'll punish Magisk for getting inquisitive. 30 seconds, and they start to make their move up short. Snappy close by to that smoke, but once again, Major holding nearby, and Snappy taking tags, but Calyx also didn't just run to the site. There was 23 seconds left. He wanted to guarantee that they could both make the journey.
Simple moves back to try and reinforce the A side itself. That's where Xantares found a lot of his success earlier on. Snappy he found a lot of his success with the scout. Maybe it makes sense. Maybe this is what it's supposed to be looking like. Ooh.
Yeah, you can tell Simple was not ready for that timing whatsoever. Woxic will find his kill, and this time doesn't seem like there's going to be any turbulence into the pistol round win and the conversion here for Eternal Fire, dispelling this force buy rather smoothly.
Modern and Mirage, they're just sitting ducks at this point. Isolated away from each other as well. It feels like even trying to save is going to be a little bit difficult. Magic can maybe pick up a kill and a AK with it, but Xantara is too sharp. And that's the difference right now from what we're seeing, right? Simple is getting a lot of these really flashy kills, these highlight kills, hairline angle, off shots, shots through the walls. Xantara's just been really stable. He's 15-9 right now.
Yeah. You know, styles are different. You're holding angles differently as well. It's a nice tag there from Woxic. First gun round here for the Falcons, and Magus is already walking wounded. Ooh, okay. And Makati is cooked.
Not a great start to the round for Eternal Fire, but they do have an opportunity to perhaps close the distance onto short. Simple stays alone there. Snappy taking territory back over towards middle. There is going to be players probing forward and looking for a kill, so the opportunity to equalize is capitalized on. Now, mid to B smoke means that Simple has to be a bit more careful. He has to have full faith in his B-side teammates because they could be the ones going forward and going through. Deploys a flash, can reposition back towards ramp, so he's not been punished for that drop down, but Eternal Fire will get short for free. They have flashes as well to scale. It's all about dodging them for Simple, and he will not hit that first shot. Peeks back out over. Calyx is in the open, maybe not expecting it from him. And Simple continues to wait. Xantara is closing the distance. It might be another no-scope attempt, but inside the smoke, Xantara does not feel comfortable to proceed through. Major inside another smoke elsewhere. And with the Molotov down to force Simple out, they now know where he is. Nade will pop open the smoke, and Simple's found Xantara's. Now where Eternal Fire started off at 5-on-4, their numbers are whittling, but they have a pathway to B.
Yeah, Madger has to siphon this rotate, and they should be very suspicious of this very fact. Magus got his low health. It may not be conducive to helping on the fight, but he pulls his knife, and there's at least Madden there close enough by to guarantee the trade. Woxic tagged on the cross, but they don't spot him challenging back. Steps made over, and Madden close to those doors. Simple being very loud, very audible. A tag there from Woxic is good, but Madden has his close range angle covered. It's a nice attempt. There was a way back into the round for Eternal Fire, but some good coordination from the Falcons stifling that A hit.
Utility for Eternal Fire is limited at this point. They have one full belt and a couple of doohickeys. Dupree needs to be taken down cleanly, and that is anything but. 197 damage out from that position. It is fantastic, but Snappy less so. Misses out on the kill in middle, and that leaves a wide open chasm in the map. But the time's not too great for Eternal Fire. They still don't know whether Simple's nearby. They might be expecting, well, Dupree might be alone on that off angle, but no. They re-navigate.
Yes, I mean, it's a big kill to find. So the fact they have this man advantage now to play off of, and with Calyx on his low health, they'll probably try and send him in first. Modern, though, covering on the mid to B cross. That's a great shot from Madger. Magus will answer back, but there's Calyx to refrag on his 3 health, and now Simple, all he can do is save. He was pinned into car, and so Madden actually couldn't make that rotate to support sooner. Couldn't even think about maybe aggressing into short. It would just be maybe more of a liability than actual help.
It's never been the amount of agency that Simple has. You look over towards Spinks when he moved to a role where he had more agency and vitality afterwards. Snappy is a guy who has a lot of say on these CT sides, and right now, well, Dupree's the one having a say. Snappy as well. The pistols are working. What?
Oh my God. They just get picked to pieces. They get spammed through smokes.
This is, I mean, this was unexpected.
Yeah.
Dupree's going to be looking for a little bit more on top of it. Calyx will at least draw things back a little bit, but is it already too far gone? Oh, this is a crossbar. It's impossible. No, he's distracting him away with the lack of the bullets. What? The little lag.
I heard him clicking. I just, why wasn't he actually shooting? Surely that would have had more impact.
Madden.
If he continues walking this line, Simple has him.
It has to be a fast peak. It needs it. Simple misses the shot. Molotov down as well. Suddenly, opportunities opening up. Simple's on fire, and not in a good way. Turns around, there's Modern. Saves the day.
I didn't think there was a world in which Simple misses that shot, but then suddenly a glimpse of hope.
So if that's a weakness they're looking out for, they're going to be sorely disappointed, but instead they turn back. It's a B bomb site, and it's going to have to be taken over without flashes. Full contact with the smoke on the other side that is just blooming in your face. And in they go. Wicadia overruns, but there's Modern again and again and again. The savior of the Falcons right now. He's really lighting up the scoreboard and the server in every way possible. Major finds an opening, but it can't be a double. And Walkstick from long range, that's just not the weapon for it. Major will also fall. Eternal Fire just cannot overcome Modern. Well, on top of Major pretty much. An incendiary that is being primed up for them as well. Now deployed is a nade. Major's low, and he can't find the kill. Modern stays alive, and now even more utility coming forward. Simple's watching the cross. There's no way for Eternal Fire to scale at all. Simple, though, he misses his shot, and maybe that's the window they needed. But the problem is also Magisk. Still, numbers advantage somehow found, and the bomb can maybe be planted. Snappy tries to defend, but Xantares is there to put him away. Magisk now alone, a 1-on-2. Xantares' position known, he reroutes and goes back to short.
Trying to bypass and deal with the fact that Xantares has got him completely locked off. He'll have an isolated fight versus Calyx, and if Xantares stays in that position, could be in a poor spot to find the head of Magus, but he'll make his move up, and a quick shot, a nice one there. But it's not enough. Calyx will put it to rest. This round was so awkward. I mean, Eternal Fire had one Molotov. They were caught behind a short smoke.
Flash forces Simple away. And immediately, just as fast as that, it feels like you've lost all control over re-aggressing onto middle at all. Modern, the only one nearby enough to do it, and alone with an M4A1, that's not happening. Dupree spots out what's going on for the Eternal Fire plans, but he's taking damage and he's losing lives. Magisk will find 2, and that's great, but now you're having to retake a B site. And that's not.
Oh, timing almost there for Madden. If he'd gotten the kill, it makes it justifying going for this retake even easier. But again, it might come down to how many weapons they save over. They know they've got this 3-on-3, but one smoke, one flash to break in. They do have a kit available, I suppose, but they need to find great success off the flash.
Modern is playing around, but Calyx underneath will be spotted out. Modern's out in the open from midair. Takes him down. Major at the back of the bomb site needs a big clutch, and he's looking for it. Will find 2, but it's not enough. Modern, no kit, will pick it up, move back to the bomb, and has enough time to get them back to 11. He is a superhero right now.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic recognition of the situation as well. Had to go and retrieve that kit. It does come down to those last couple seconds.
Today, he's had plenty of moments. He's had a few round saves, but now this is the big one. You don't have the B stack anymore. You've got 2 players. Dupree doesn't have time to throw that utility, or does he? Grenade goes deep. Crossfire established. It's the first for Magus, but Xantares trades. And now Dupree needs to put up and make Eternal Fire shut up. Calyx recovers a dropped AK, and now he's trying to do what he couldn't before. Will shut down Dupree. And with that, you're back to a 3-on-2. And not just that, you've got Major as well in the perfect position to guarantee OT.
Head down, dodging flashes, sitting inside of that smoke. He's anticipating Simple to have come through it, but he makes no noise, makes no steps, and now as soon as they make their move out, Major's position is completely pivotal. Simple retreating back to pick up a rifle, but he's trying to set up flashes, and Major reveals. This is exactly what Eternal Fire needed. They break B, and then Major is that final nail needed to drive home the round. We go to OT in map 1.
Into lower tunnels he goes. This is the first time we've seen him do it, but look at how vigilant Eternal Fire are. Xantares is waiting for this exact play, but he's not pushed too far. Simple is waiting for the fights to come to him instead. Xantares, good at clearing everything, and he will indeed do just that. Critical kill, and Mada now feels the heat. He knows he's pressured to make a move, and with the Molotov, his only move will be backwards. Falcon's only reaction is to say we're stacking A, and it is the right move. Madden drops down. Here comes out the utility. Does he have support coming through from Snappy, or is Snappy just waiting for everything else to be burnt? Madden's life is gone, and so is Magisk's. Snappy now nervous, and a big play is not in him. Not right now, at least.
This might be the one mistake that Falcon have made on the CT side. That felt a little disconnected with the way that Madden was going to react on short from smoke to flash. If there's not going to be anyone to punish Eternal Fire still challenging into CT like that,
yeah,
it does feel like you're losing so much control of the site so quickly, and you are very reliant on your pieces staying alive. Bat an eye at Snappy. Just clicked him away. Eternal Fire fast out long, Madden full flashed, but Eternal Fire also don't wrangle him in, so he does get to pit. Snappy can help to cover his cross as best as possible, but Madden might just die to util. Tag to 13, and the HE from Major finishes the job, so you'll have to cede this space now if you're the Falcons.
Woxic. Oh, missed shot is critical. Simple. Answers back with a banger, and Snappy's hidden away inside car. Simple trying to distract. He will. Snappy only good for the one though, and Simple has been taken down as well. You've lost control of this A bomb site, but look at where the bomb is. There's time because of neglect.
Yeah, and the player that has to recover it is Calyx, but he's been spotted. Magisk fired some shots off, or maybe he was just spamming the doors. Yeah, actually blissfully unaware. I thought for sure he would have spotted Calyx when he was making that journey. dupreeh could find timing, but he would have to go quick, and he's not within earshot to hear Calyx retreat. This should be untenable.
Yeah.
But Eternal Fire have also been changing the pace.
Yes, and the problem is that it's always them who's deciding the pace as well. And as difficult as that might be sometimes on the CT side, it is necessary. And Simple right now will catch Major completely unprepared. A nade now to follow up. Does he have support on Simple? The USB might be enough. Indeed it is. A double kill. Chance for 3, but Calyx takes it away. Xantares takes Madden's head off, and now he's looking for a little bit more. Molotov to block off any rotations. He wants to be committed to one duel and one duel only. That's a duel taken away from him. Snappy decides, I don't want any of that smoke. Nade forward. That's a juicy one. Xantares and Woxic have been squeezed, but they still have more to give. Woxic provides Snappy and dupreeh. The clock ticking upon them, choices taken away, a round where they cannot save, but maybe they can be settled with saving the day. dupreeh misses his chance. Snappy all alone. These players are low, sure, but they're also low and high. And Eternal Fire get what seems to be the guaranteed win condition. They find 15.
Snappy had a choice to either fight or flee, and he did flee towards long, but he needed something from that. Need to see Falcons put their foot down. Simple, a nice timing shot, got flashed up, and Xantares tanks the bullet. But they started with 4 over on that A side, and they've kept the 3 that remain in position.
Oh, did Major spot Madden? Doesn't necessarily look like him. Madden, however, trying to spam away. Major comes out on top of that one and even manages to back off despite the Molotov. Dodges the flash as well. Major is looking light on his feet. Woxic nearby. Flashbang forces him to reveal position and move away. Now they know that Major's isolated. dupreeh in the meanwhile, though, behind the smoke, also getting ready to hit the trigger. What? Madden looking for a fight that's not even there. Woxic has found Magisk, and now Major finally will fall, but Woxic is still alive. Calyx provides assistance, and it feels like Falcons' offense is falling apart. There's no time left.
Bomb on short. That's the round. There is nothing for the Falcons here on this T side. They start with an opener, but once again, Eternal Fire showing that they persevere when they are that man down. They play stacky styles in those mid rounds. It is not looking too hot here for the Falcons, but they've got great Inferno players.
Calyx, however, also giving up a few chances. Simple somehow manages to get 2 in that position with the Glock. Even recovers a duel. Woxic turns it around. Woxic looking for more, will not find it. dupreeh from up top will shut him down. 3 versus 2. Xantares looking to probe, looking to pry, and he will do that. Pry open Snappy's guts. Madden and dupreeh left in a 2 versus 2.
Smoke and a flash available here from Major, but not a kit that can be recovered. Xantares is doing a lot of that early probing. Nice shot there from dupreeh, and Xantares made his position very much known, but he's able to isolate the fight. Dooley's ripping them to shreds and so much damage to Mad. He has to commit to the reload, and so Xantares runs him down. It is a 3K from the superstar Turk in the pistol.
Right, like this map especially has changed massively. So you can see the gamble panning out. Falcons cards are on the table, but what is Eternal Fire holding? They're holding out Arches for now. Quick double kill from Makadia, looking for maybe more. The MP9 is giving him a nice little flush of cash, and that's what he wanted to do.
It was a hard fight there for Simple. Had to deal with the high-low and was hoping that they'd give themselves away, but both those players evasive. Eternal Fire receding back into the site. Simple, nice way to isolate it around the smoke. Calyx is punished, but down to 4 HP is our super lone player. But he is not alone. Madden swapped over to that AK. Now has to do a lot of the grunt work. This is weird. This is awkward. Yeah, Badger giving his life away trying to contain Madden, but that's a hairline angle Madden was very prepared for.
Trying to isolate these duels with 10 seconds left, though, is going to be nearly impossible. You just have to run at them at some point or the other. And Madden's the one holding the big gun, but he's not being given any contest, and that's why he takes his head off, now trying to fake out the bomb plant. He knows his life is forfeit unless he wins this fight. Needs to take this gun forward into the next round, and he barely just does.
Yeah, I mean, they just weren't giving away anything there on the side of Eternal Fire, hidden inside of the site. Even with Madden having position out from long, they just didn't challenge it. They never peeked it for information. They knew he would likely be creeping. Once they start to show some presence in brackets, they can maybe force Eternal Fire back into the bomb site. But Madden being very loud and proud about his presence. Xantares will take the fight to Simple. And this is also where Xantares, you are expecting a lot out of him. Him as a B-side aggressor and the space taker.
They will have smokes, they'll have their flashes, but this is going to come down purely to entries and only those. And because this incendiary is going to be deployed very, very soon, it does only get more and more difficult. There goes smoke down on Coffin. Major trying to boost up, and actually he's moved fast to smoke. Maybe not even ready for that gap to be there. Xantares has been gray screened. Makadia comes out and he gets them all.
I mean, that is fantastic. Perfect capitalization. Xantares also went through the smoke in at Coffin simultaneously.
Woxic is the one over here who will do the same in apartments. A Molotov to make sure they can't be chasing past as he retreats and repositions. It will be reinforcement as dupreeh spotted out. Wikadia makes quick work off him.
Yeah, I'm surprised he stood his ground because it really gave a favorable fight over to dupreeh. He'll be annoyed he didn't finish off that frag. Could have punished the young one here on Eternal Fire, but Xantares, this is what I'm talking about. He is a menace. He is not scared of smokes. He will ask for flashes. He will be given resources, but he will deliver.
And Snappy in that position, just looking back to see how far Simple is, fixing his spacing, all of the likes. Magus now will also be caught out. Eternal Fire in the round versus guns, where Falcon might have thought, well, we almost got it done, guys, with the Tech 9s. Of course we can do it now. Apparently not. Ten seconds again.
Yeah, another save. This is one of those situations, though. I mean, you get banana control. You have access to the apartments as well. First full gun round here for the Falcons, but they've shown that brackets control, so some threatening presence over towards this A bomb site. Question is, do Falcons keep a linear decision tree, or do they branch out and start to probe back to B? You can see Eternal Fire have actually retaken some space at that top side of banana.
Oh no, that's all great. Riccardi on top of the crate will be able to take down dupreeh as well. Brings it back to a 5-on-4, and time is not on their side at all. Major and Xantares put together are the unstoppable force of the B bomb site. Never taken down. It feels like Major has been standing tall with Xantares behind him to prop him up.
I mean, that is fantastic. I mean, Major just clotheslines them as they come around that corner. Xantares suppressing fire, but even when they commit to the reload, go one-dimensionally over towards that B bomb site, and Eternal Fire were wanting to fight. They have not seemed scared at all.
Dupree, he should be scared. He's on fire. Katowice is on the other side, just trying to keep himself alive. This is what they were hoping for. Closing the distance, getting the bomb site and the bomb plant. For once, time is not against them. For once, they have utility to try and play this post plant, but that still doesn't mean they're out into the green.
There's so much util available here for Eternal Fire. Full belts on both Major and Centaurs. This A bomb site could be a hotbed.
Made through from Centaurs, Molotovs over here as well. Feels like Snappy's already been unlocked out of this round, but that incendiary doesn't spread quite far enough. Centaurs has support though, as he has all this game long. Major's been his right-hand man, and that's exactly the man who let him get back onto the side. Nick of time, but Eternal Fire will not let Falcons find their first.
That was the saving grace on Dust 2. It's what made some of those rounds so close. It's what made the map close, is that Falcons did win some of these low buys. They break into the A bomb site. They get 3-on-3.
Either way, Incendiary just buys more time. Falcons are frozen. They have nowhere to go. There's even been a boost assembled. How do you move past his defense? Eternal Fire ready. Even Woxic starting to rotate away. There's the flashbang to peek out. Major good for nothing over there, but Rakadia good for 1 and 2. Xantara still alive. Rakadia fades back. Xantara is hoping to be boosted up instead, and that's exactly what happens. Looks for the new box player, but Simple puts him down. The bomb, though, will hit the ground, and Eternal Fire find 9.
And this was looking like the best case scenario for the Falcons. There was a lot of guesswork done here for Eternal Fire. They weren't sure. They were starting to cheat Centaur's back, but someone making that final call, there was a lack of presence on A. They were not fishing for information. The fact that it was so dead silent on the map is that Eternal Fire didn't want to be the ones that made the mistake. But the Falcons wait and wait. They get stalled out on that B bomb site.
Nades aren't really finding any damage over here either. It feels like Falcons are throwing so much utility, but what is it really doing? It's letting Major move forward. He looks like a stud right now. 12 kills, second only to Wakadia. He's been having a fantastic map. And in the meanwhile, the rest of the Falcons, well, they've got nowhere to go. They were hoping to find home on the A site. Instead, they found death. They do look very lost right now, and for good reason. They've lost every single bit of aggression they've tried to put out towards Banana. The B bomb site has never felt threatened at all. Sure, there's been some bomb plants, but beyond that, it feels like you're always giving so much to even get to the site, if you do. Katowice might be a casualty waiting to happen. It's a silent crossover! Katowice picks up 3 immediate kills! There is nothing they can do! They can't do anything to get onto these sites! They just can't scale! He's blind, Michael!
God, that is a question, huh?
Would that be what earmarks his return to LAN? No, he doesn't want that.
Are they just gonna run? They're just gonna run through the smoke. I mean, they've dealt with Centaurs. They know Madra's alone, but the reinforcements arrives on time. Support flash from Woxic. One is cheated in through that smoke. It's again Madden that tries to bypass, and this time they won't anticipate him. It will not be as simple as this. 12 rounds straight, a miss from Woxic, and Major finally plucked out from this B bomb site. Now a 1-on-3 for Katowice. 4 kills in the last round, but he needs 3 big ones to keep this dream alive.
For Falcons right now, it's something. But they still do need to complete it. Katowice, of course, will be dealing with a player who's low and snappy, and Malden and Dupree aren't feeling their hottest either. But the op should be enough to take him down if the peak is risked. Incendiary out forward, and that's Malden. A fall could have been a lot, but Falcons will at the very least break their egg as we move into the second half. Will those smiles remain? Let's find out after a break.
And given that there was a lot of that early fighting, they actually played back into bomb sites. Falcons staying very conventional. This is like a rifle round setup for them. 3-2 split.
Just gotta hit your shots, I suppose, but right now Katowice been brought down low through the smoke, is not feeling too happy at all. Magisk and Snappy will put their heads together and bump the Eternal Fire heads together as well. Nice pistol round start as they look to make it clean.
I mean, this is exactly why I thought Falcons CT side, things could look really quite fearsome, even with no data to work off of. Magisk as a pit player, I mean, he does impeccable work. Probably his hallmark position.
Subscribe to ESL CS right now.
But legends are sometimes left to be forgotten. And Eternal Fire are hoping that that will be the case over here. They're hoping that they can try and make this an experience that Falcons want to forget. Their Force Spy is a response to losing the pistol round. And on the other side for Falcons, you have 4 MP9s, right? So the Tech 9s do feel like they're not the most unfavored weapons. Close range though, Snappy nearby. Smoke will bloom in front. Katowice has found one. Simple traded away, and he does only take out the player who is already low to his own bullets. dupreeh has to be careful. Backs off with information, but not a lot of it.
They're so fearful of getting caught. I mean, even Simple, when he probed into Boiler, got away pretty much scot-free, still re-aggressed. But you see how much of that space is seeded. And Eternal Fire will start to make their move over towards this A bomb site. 25 seconds.
Nade is good. They know where Magisk wants to play. Second nade over there as well. He avoided a lot of the initial damage. Magisk's now taken down. dupreeh cornered away, but Madden's here to provide assistance. Running out of bullets, running out of ammo, and Snappy is here to save the day. But the day is not over, and Woxic is ensuring it. Tech 9 at the ready, circles the corner, around the box is Snappy! Barely saves them a sigh of relief.
Yeah, that gets very, very dangerous.
You know, maybe there could have been hopes if they had maybe a few more rounds, but now we need to see some perfection. And that's not how you started off. Snappy going down. Katowice on the other side will be the trade.
How does Katowice not get that frag? I didn't think Magisk was favored at all in the fight. And he only really, I think, makes that play just because they lose Snappy so quickly. And Simple as well has taken even more space. Wicadia is watching out for it though, and Simple not prepared for that late swing. Man advantage now found here for Eternal Fire. And Madden calling for some support. I think dupreeh may have just ferried over a nade, but they realize that there are massive gaps that could be exploited, so the Falcons are stretched thin.
Nade into the smoke, and over they go. Wicadia. Incendiary out, Modern as well. Trying to be inside the smokes. Chaos is not going to help him, though. And Falcons now, they are in the cursed position of having a 2 versus 4 and a desire to save, but also while being 4-11 down.
Yeah, I mean, if you had more rounds in that first half, you would maybe toy with the idea, but even then, Inferno is one of those maps where there is a lot of saving to be done. They don't have resources. They were always in this position where they'd be late on the rotate. So yeah, a real challenge. But holding onto these weapons is key. Oh, Wicadia, the timing is perfect. dupreeh just picking up along as Wicadia finds him. Is a player in development, but every time he has these good games, you think, God, he will be a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. Falcons are hoping to reckon with that force over here with the saved AK, but now it is in the ground along with the second M4, not the AK. Xantares continues forward. He's got the stopping power. And he is really making everyone in Falcon stop in their track. They don't know what to do, where to go. There's still a minute left. So much space for Eternal Fire to play around. And it feels like the guillotine has started to swing. It feels like the Falcons have started to fall. But maybe Simple and his wax wings can still fly close to the sun. They attempt it, but they will melt off. Magisk alone. A 1-on-4. A position untenable. And he'll creep forward through the church. But God will not find him here. Magisk taken down by Woxic, 13-4. Falcons eliminated, last place from ESL Challenger Katowice. Who could have thought?